Good morning, my dear friends. I hope you are able to hear me well. Wonderful. So, welcome to day 4 of our breath by breath journey to inner stillness program being presented by Pyramid Valley International. Today, we're going to progress a bit further in our step-by-step approach to Anapanasati meditation. I know a lot of you have been practicing Anapanasati for a few years, if not more. And I know there are beginners, quite a few beginners in this sessions. So this is the only program that talks about a step-by-step approach to breath mindfulness meditation, which we call as breathfulness. Today is a special day for a lot of us in the Pyramid Valley movement. Some of you may be aware, today is the first anniversary of Mahasamadhi of our founder, Brahmarshi Patriji. So last year, this day, he vacated his earthly body in our Kailasapuri campus. In Kailasapuri, again, we have a big pyramid like the one we have in Bangalore. So he vacated his body there, and then we are celebrating the Mahasamadhi of Patriji today in all places. In fact, today afternoon and evening, we have a special event in Pyramid Valley, Bangalore, where we all will be sharing our memories and tributes to Brahmarshi Patriji. Brahmarshi Patriji, born in 1947, he started off as a normal family man, and he was pretty interested in spiritual science, spirituality. So he had the right gurus at the right time. And I think around 1979, he quit his job in Coromandel Fertilizers. He was the general manager there. And he quit his job. And I think by studies, he was a scientist by background. So he quit his job and then dived deep into the spreading Anapanasati meditation. So he did a lot of sadhana during all these years. Whole of 1 year, he was on a fasting diet, very little, I think, liquid diet. Whole of 1 year, he tried Mauna. So he delved into different techniques, and then ultimately found out the simple meditation on the breath is what is required by everybody. And then that's what he did in terms of just spreading everyone who he meets and everyone who he goes and conducts the classes. All he says is just sit, close your eyes, and focus your attention on the breath. That is all. And then he also learned flute, though not a concert-giving flutist. He learned enough flute to enthrall the audience as they sit in meditation. So he used to play the flute. In fact, some of you may have recognized the flute that I played this morning was played by Brahmarshi Patriji. So he started the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement in the year 1990. In 1990, the first meditation pyramid was built in Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. And from then he built a lot of pyramids. He arranged nature meditation, trekking, and every year there has been a 10, initially started with 10 now, then 21 days, and then 11-day, what we call as Dhyana Mahachakram in Hyderabad. Earlier, it used to be conducted in different places, and after the Hyderabad ashram was found, it was being conducted there. The only thing that he always professes are 4 things. Number 1, Anapanasati meditation. Number 2, vegetarianism. Number 3, pyramid energy, and that's why he was the one who brought pyramids into more the spiritual science and meditation fold. And the fourth one is spiritual science, all the wisdom that we've been learning, more around quantum energy, things like create your reality. And so he talks a lot of videos out there on the internet. So along with teaching millions of people meditation, traveling to their villages, traveling to their places in India as well as abroad, he found these several pyramid ashrams. And a few years ago, right before COVID, he also found the pyramid meditation channel. You go ahead, the PMC is in different languages. Hindi, Telugu are being primary, and then it's also available in Tamil, Kannada, and then several other languages, few North Indian languages as well. So there you will find meditation classes happening and his lectures being telecast, and a lot of people sharing their experiences. So a deep gratitude to Brahmarshi Patriji, the founder of Pyramid Spiritual Societies Movement, founder of Pyramid Valley International, and the person who spread the idea of meditation to millions around the world. He initiated millions around the world into the idea of meditation, right from people in villages to towns to cities, and in fact cities in Europe and US and Australia. All right, so with that deep gratitude and reverence to Brahmarshi Patriji, and thanks to all the masters, all the people who helped take this movement forward, we'll dive into the class for today. So today's class, we're just going to have a very brief talk before the class, and then we'll probably give a little bit more post the class. So yesterday, we were talking about some techniques to solve mind wandering. We learned a couple of techniques. Can anyone type what was the technique I spoke about yesterday? What was the technique that I covered yesterday, besides belly breathing and equal breathing? Okay, I need to open the chat right now. Counting, yes. Thank you, Mr. Sujit. So we spoke about counting. So today I'll just quickly, and rousing, yes. Wonderful. Attention to entrance of the notes. Yeah, it is there. But yesterday specifically talked about counting and about rousing. So before that, before I talk about labeling, today I'm going to talk about labeling, and then we'll dive into, I'll talk about the next step of our meditation. So before that, how many of you performed the exercise that I gave yesterday in terms of conscious breathing? Type S, and then were you able to shift your consciousness? Did you try it at moment of stress? And then was it able to help you? Wonderful. So did you apply it to some situation? See, one of the things is when you find it difficult to sleep, you bring your awareness to your breath. And slowly, that puts your body into rest mode, and then you'll be able to sleep faster. That has been my personal observation as well. Very good. Calms down when angry. Super. So please note down the observations at journal, and all these exercises that I've been mentioning, right, including mindful eating and the first stage exercise of equal breathing. You can do it. You can do them any day. You can pick a random day and you can say, I want to do this today. I want to do that today, right? So all these can be done anytime. You can have your family members also do it. I mean, those are not really need a commitment like you're doing for meditation. So all your family members can benefit from those kind of techniques. I'm sure equal breathing. In fact, I was so heartened to know one of my students or the participants in this program came about and said he tried conscious breathing. No, sorry, more importantly, slow equal breathing to relieve him of constipation while he's in the toilet. right? So that the body, that's what, as I mentioned yesterday, the body moves into that relaxing mode. And the body does its work. Usually we impede or avoid the body to be doing what it does naturally through our thoughts, through our programming, through our beliefs. The moment you bring your attention to your breath, it automatically does what it's supposed to do naturally. Natural healing, natural relaxation. And then yesterday we saw the whole science behind. So today we talk about the next part of neuroscience. All right, my dear friends, labeling. So labeling is nothing but every time you get a thought, as you sit in meditation, every time you get a thought, just give it a label and then move your attention to it. For example, if you're getting a thought regarding some work to do today, so you can say, for example, if it is regarding work, you can just label it work and then return your attention to your breath. If you are thinking about what to have for breakfast, then return attention to your breath. If you are thinking about a specific person, give that name of a person and return your attention back to your breath. So it is you label the thought. So there is evidence in neuroscience where you interrupt the thought at that particular moment and return your attention, the thought never comes back. So here you are giving it importance, you're acknowledging it, allowing it, and then returning your attention back to your breath. So labeling is that. So today you can try that. So you are conscious of your belly breathing, and then you know the equal breathing. Yesterday we spoke about counting. So let me reiterate counting again. As you breathe in and breathe out, figure out one point. Yesterday I mentioned the end of inhale. You can also do it at the beginning of inhale. So at the end of inhale, you count 1. Then you exhale, inhale 2, exhale, inhale 3. So you can keep counting till 10 and then return back to 1. So your thought will interrupt you. When your mind wanders, you should come back and start counting from 1. So there will be, the interruptions will keep happening, but you will win. At least you will know that some progress is happening, right? So it is possible that the whole of one class you'll be doing it, but the next class will always be better. So labeling is you label the thought. The moment the thought arises, the moment you know you are thinking something, you are going to give it a label and then return your attention back to your breath. So that's what we'll talk about labeling. We'll talk about the other two later. So my dear friends, today we will move into the step 2 of our observation stage, right? So this is the awareness of the entire breath cycle. I will mention that this is the step 2 is the awareness of the breath cycle. So as we know, these are the 3 parts to breath meditation. First, we're going to do 10 minutes of equal coherent breathing, relaxing. Then we're going to do 15 minutes of between 15 to 20 minutes of the awareness at the nose, and then 15 minutes of 10, 15, and 15. So 15 minutes of the awareness of the breath cycle, and then we will close it with 3 to 4 minutes of gratitude. So that's what we're going to do today. So let me explain. So first 5 minutes is equal breathing. The next 15 minutes is going to, like what we did yesterday, last few days. You bring your attention to your nose, the entrance to your nose, and start focusing. That is the focusing step, which is just developing the skill of concentration. The next 15 minutes, you're going to follow your breath. We call that step as following your breath. So what happens as you breathe? Air goes into your nose, goes through the windpipes, goes through your throat region, goes through to your lungs. There is some movement in the lungs. The lungs expand, they push the diaphragm down, your belly comes up. And then on your exhale, your lungs move up, your belly goes down, goes inside, and then you feel some sensation here and the air goes out. So this is a cycle of breath. So I will ask you to expand your awareness to your breath cycle. So as you continue to breathe, follow your breath, follow your breath, follow your breath, follow your breath. When I say follow your breath, you can't see it and do not visualize it. So what you need is just feel the sensations, right? It could be as simple as at this time, the only place you feel your breath could be your chest or could be your abdomen. So you follow it, right? So be with your breath and you watch your abdomen go up and down. In fact, one of the masters had asked, I'm able to feel at my stomach and not at my nose. So this is the step. So some of you might feel it near the throat region. Some of it might feel here. So now we're expanding our awareness from just the nose region to the entire breath cycle. Got it? So that is the second step of observation. And then we will end with gratitude. All right, my dear friends. So wonderful. So let's begin our meditation on this special day. So let's get into the posture. I hope you'll be able to get the music and things right today. So get into the posture, my dear friends. Please switch on your videos as you continue to meditate. Bring your awareness to your body. Keep your back straight, keep your neck straight, keep your head straight. Clasp your fingers. Cross your feet at the ankle, close your eyes. Slowly bring your attention to your breathing and begin conscious, equal breathing. Long, smooth, easy inhale. As you do that, count 1, 2, 3, 4 in your mind, and immediately long, smooth exhale. Again, do your counting 1, 2, 3, 4 as you exhale. As you do that, watch your abdomen go out and go in, go out and go in. As we know, this is the process of relaxation. Easy, long, smooth, conscious inhale. Easy, long, smooth, conscious exhale. You're warming up your body, your breath, and your mind to allow you to go inward. Feel your breath. Feel the movements due to your breath. Feel the relaxation in your body. Feel the relaxation in your mind. Wonderful. Continue to be with your equal inhale and exhale. Do not hold your breath. Three more minutes of equal breathing. That's 18 to 25 more breaths. This step is very important to reduce mind wandering. It aligns your breath, your body movements, and the calming down of your mind through your counting. No deep and hard breathing, just smooth, easy, long. Now, let's move into the step one of observation. Gently let go of your conscious equal breathing and move your attention to the entrance of your nose. Feel the breath going in and out of your nose Your attention should be on your breathing. Your awareness should be only on your nose, optimally, ideally at the entrance to your nose. Continue to watch every breath. As you breathe normally, naturally. For those of you who want to practice counting or labeling, you can do so now or any time you feel you're getting too many thoughts. Just observe your inhale and exhale at the entrance to your nose. Awareness should be focused only on that region, nowhere else. Any thoughts arise? Just bring your attention back to your nose to observe your normal, natural breathing. Or you can label them. You could give it any name, it doesn't matter. The point is you're interrupting the thought. And interrupt and return your attention to your breathing. As you practice that, thoughts will die away. All thoughts can wait for 30 more minutes. The next 30 minutes, just you and your breath, and your body, and your mind. You know what to do if you're feeling sleepy. You know what to do if you're aware of too many thoughts. And we know from the science behind conscious breathing, it is very important to be with our breath. Just be with your normal, natural inhale and exhale at your nose region. Do not strain hard. Do not alter the flow of your breath. Be conscious of your posture. Be conscious of your breathing. Continue to observe your breath at your nose, my dear friends. Wonderful. 5 more minutes of focusing your awareness at the entrance to your nose. And then we'll move into the next step of observation. Be with your breath. Enjoy the joy of focus. Experience the peace of concentration. Avoid engaging with your thoughts or any distractions. Continue to watch every breath as you inhale and exhale through your nose. Now, my dear friends, slowly expand your awareness to your entire breath cycle. So we are moving into step 2 of the observation of your breath. Expand your awareness from your nose to wherever you are able to feel your breath. This step is called following. Just follow the breath. As the breath enters your nose, travels through your throat region, travels through your lungs, follow the movements in your body, the sensations in your body as your breath travels from your nose to your lungs and out. Just feel wherever you're able to feel. Could be your throat, could be your upper part of your nose, could be your chest region, or very easily the movements in your stomach. So you're going to observe only these parts: your nose, your throat, your chest, and your stomach, and follow every breath as you breathe normally. We move from focusing on the breath at one point to following the breath. We are increasing our awareness of breath at a few more points in our body. For beginners, if you're unable to follow the breath throughout, that is okay. Feel the breath wherever possible. You should observe or feel the movements in your stomach definitely, or your chest. Follow your breath, my dear friends. Your attention on your breathing and awareness of the full breath cycle. Buddhists call this as the beautiful breath cycle. If you are still bothered by thoughts, by pain in your knees or your back, or any other distractions, you can adjust your position. And if anything bothers too much, you can make it the object of your attention. If you're feeling your knee is paining, you can move your attention to your knee and start breathing in and out. With your awareness at your knees. Or could be your back. For others, continue to follow your breath as the breath travels from the entrance of your nose through your throat region, your chest region. Follow the movements and sensations in your nose, in your throat, in your chest, and in your abdomen. You got a bigger region for your mind to engage with, to avoid thoughts to bother you. Ten more minutes of following your breath. Feel comfortable, feel relaxed. Continue to follow your beautiful breath. Breathe normally. Pay attention to every breath. Breath by breath by breath. No analysis, no thinking, just feeling. Those of you who are still finding it difficult, you can use the counting method, or you can use the labeling method, or you can get back to equal to. Five more minutes of following your breath. Enjoy the experience of your full breathing. Continue to be with your wonderful breathing. As you throw the light of conscious awareness to your breathing becomes normal. Your breathing happens as it should happen. Which in turn brings in healing, relaxation, and focus. Last 2 minutes. Be with your breath. Follow your breath. Wonderful, my dear friends. Now, slowly move your awareness to your heart region as we move into the third part of our breathfulness routine. Bring your awareness to your heart region, your chest region, and express gratitude and thank you to the experience you had today, to the time you spent today, and to your own efforts. Next, recall 3 things from the last 24 hours. 3 things, persons, or situations for which you felt happy, you felt thankful. So recall the event, express thank you in your mind to the person, thing, or situation. Lastly, pay gratitude to all the masters, both past, existing, and people around you who've been helping you with wisdom and techniques to lead a happy, healthy life. Today, we'd also like to pay gratitude to Gautam Buddha, who found breath as a significant object for meditation, and to Brahmarshi Patriji, who spread the breath mindfulness meditation, and the reason all of us are here in this meditation session. With that feeling of relaxation, with that feeling of gratitude and joy, my dear friends, let's slowly end our breathfulness routine for today. Bring your awareness to your body, your room. Slowly unclasp your fingers. Place your palms on your eyes for a few seconds and open when you're ready. That concludes our breathfulness routine for today. Wonderful. So I hope some of you have been here for this first time. You were able to move into the second step of our observation of our breath, which is following the breath. For some, you might find it a bit difficult to observe or follow the breath fully, but at least at some point, if you're able to observe, that's good enough, and it will only improve, because breath is happening that way for all of us. The only thing is, as we increase our awareness through constant practice, we will start feeling a lot more of our own breath. But this particular phase is very important for you to get into that continuous attention on the breath. All right, so before we dive into questions on the exercise for today, I just want to do a quick science class. All right, so yesterday we saw the first part of the neuroscience, where we spoke about how being with our breath activates our relax and digest, rest and digest, or rest and relax system. It activates our parasympathetic nervous system. And then a lot of healing, a lot of rebuilding of the body happens. So today we're just going to touch on one other part of the body, which is our brain. And all of you know, at a high level, we have these three key parts of the brain. The brown one is our neocortex on the top of it. And the middle one is called the limbic brain. And then the red one is called the reptilian brain, or our bodily functions brain. So this is the forebrain, this is the midbrain, this is the hindbrain. And there are a lot of other terminologies. This is your conscious brain, your subconscious brain, this is your unconscious brain. Unconscious in the sense, this part is responsible for all the body functions like heart beating, your breathing, your blood, pumping the blood, feeling and all that. So the reason they call it unconscious is because it continues to do what it does. And we are not much conscious too much about it. Only now we are trying to become conscious of our breath. And this blue or purple one is the culprit for all our emotional disturbances. So that is our emotional brain. And the top one is responsible for all our thinking, our behavior, and a lot of aspects of it. And as you know, the different parts of the brain are responsible for different things. Someone who is a musician, there are certain parts of the brain that get far more developed. Someone who's a dancer or a sports person, there are some parts of the brain that gets developed. There are some who are more in the thinking kind of a job. So there, a different part of the brain gets exercised, right? And the idea is our brain needs to be synchronized. All parts of our brain should be functioning for full conscious awareness. So there are two parts, the neurocortex and the limbic system. The limbic system, or the midbrain, is responsible for all our emotional behaviors. This guy called amygdala, the green thing, and hypothalamus and hippocampus, all these together form a network, which are responsible for memory, which are responsible for sensations, as meaning, for us to give meaning to a sensation. If the moment you see a person, if you feel bad because of a bad memory of some person or that person, then it is all this guy doing. So any emotions anger, fear, doubt, regret, repentance, everything happens because of the emotional thing. Right? So with that, so there is a wonderful book called Bliss Brain by Dawson Church, where he talks about the different networks, what happens to different brain networks in meditation. So there is this emotional regulation network, which I just spoke about. There is an attention network. Remember when we are the first step, when we start focusing our attention on our breath, the attention network. Anytime you need to focus on something, the attention network gets activated. Anytime you are emotionally responding, the emotional regulation network gets activated. Then you have your selfing control, which gives you a sense of self, right? So that gives you a sense of space. It gives you a sense of personality. And then there is a different network that is responsible for compassion, for empathy, for feeling for others. Right. So scientists found out that it's not just one part of the brain that is responsible for different functions, but different parts acting as acting in alignment. And all these networks get transformed by meditation. Again, there are a lot more descriptions there. So that is one part, right? And the second part is, as we continue to do our breath meditation, a lot of you must be feeling our brain slows down. What do we mean by brain slowing down? Every thought triggers a wave. Every thought is energy. It triggers a set of neurons or nerve cells in our brain, and it emits electromagnetic energy. Brain emits electric energy, right? So scientists have put something called electrodes across your brain, just like your ECG. This is called EEG, and they measured the brain waves in people who meditate or go through spiritual practices. And what they found is there are different frequencies our brain waves keep operating in. When you are very anxious, when you are waiting for something, when you are angry, when you are deeply emotional, our brain operates very faster. You will find that out, right? You have too many thoughts, very anxious. So that means your brain is operating at a beta or sometimes really high beta, beyond that range of 14 to 30 hertz. Hertz is basically, you can think about thoughts or waves per minute. And then when you get into the alpha state, which is when you begin to sleep, when you are doing equal breathing, when you are relaxing, when you're listening to music, right? So your brain gets into alpha state. So that is when you feel a sense of relaxation, little bit of calming of the brain, right? And then when you get into deep meditation, when your mind is completely focused, continuous attention on your breath, right? Deep focus work, anything, your brain completely slows down because there are not too many things for it to focus on, just one thing. So that is the theta state. And even slowing down further, where a lot of us do not feel anything. It's a deep meditation state, deep sleep, which is responsible, like what I mentioned yesterday, a lot of healing and access to the subconscious and unconscious mind. So our brain waves slow down, slow down, slow down as you go through this practice, the process of focusing, following the breath, avoiding distractions. And that's what the magical thing happens. And as you go in, again, a lot of science behind and research and publishing behind each of these three. And like I mentioned yesterday, whatever we feel is because of the neurochemicals, the hormones, right? And as you can see, being in this beta state produces the cortisol, the stress hormones. And as you go in, all the good hormones get produced. That's why it makes you feel good, makes you feel blissful, makes you feel joyful, makes you feel relaxed. Any feeling is because of the body getting flooded with the right hormones, right? So what scientists have found is they've figured out the kind of brain pattern or the wave pattern that happens in meditators. So for example, this is the typical brain pattern, anxious brain pattern, set more of beta, very high beta, and then a little bit of all other stuff, right? So this is the pattern, this is your left brain and your right brain. And then, see, that's the anxious brain. This is how our brain is normally supposed to be. If all of you have been practicing conscious breathing, like what we did yesterday, and always being conscious of your breath. So then this is your normal. So there will be some beta, some alpha, and sometimes when you start doing deep work, you get into the theta and delta. So this is like a relaxed brain pattern. This is how it should be normally. But most of the time we are like this. And you look at it, there's still a little bit of alpha, but there will be deep moments, that wonderful sunset, the wonderful coffee, the wonderful food that you have, the wonderful conversation you have. There'll be some moments where you get deep, and probably in deep sleep as well. And there are scientists like this gentleman named Cade, who over 20 years recorded the brain patterns of 4,000 odd people who've been practicing spiritual techniques for a long time. There's a technique called mind mirror is used. And he found one thing. He found whether you're doing meditation, whether you're doing chanting, you're doing deep yoga, everything, when you do it in the way that Patanjali describes abhyasa, right? So abhyasa, vairagya, tanirodha, that's what Patanjali says. So that kind of practice, the kind of practice that we are doing right now, he said, this is the mind pattern. This is what we call it as awakened mind pattern. What is the awakened mind pattern? So very little or our normal beta, right? And then there is an alpha, right? So as they get into deeper states, there is an alpha state, the brain slows down. And then only if that alpha state is high, you will be able to easily get into the theta and the delta states, the subconscious and unconscious mind. That is why this breathfulness routine focuses so much on the equal breathing. When we are in the equal breathing, so a lot of people use music to get into that state, right? But given our mind is still active, so we use equal breathing. When you do equal breathing, that builds this alpha beach, or it could be any pranayama technique, any breathwork technique, right? So it allows you to relax. If you are normally relaxed, fine. But for most of us, we have a lot of ton of things running in our mind. So we use some techniques to do the build. So the key to sustain deep states of theta and delta is you need to cross the alpha bridge. So this is very important. And then you get into, I'm sure a lot of you who've been practicing different kinds of meditation, and who've been practicing the way we've been following, find a significant difference. I've heard from a lot of people who've been with us before, right? So this is the awakened mind pattern. As we continue to, and this pattern sustains. The more important thing is this pattern sustains as you go through your day. Your mind is relaxed. You are not hassled. So you know what to do at different points of time. You're conscious of what you're doing, and you can find that peace in the background. So everything happens in that content state, and you keep continuing to do work, right? So this is our goal. And then the only thing that you need is continue to do the practice. And as we continue to do the practice in deep theta and delta states, so slowly our prefrontal cortex, this is again another new scientific discovery that people have discovered the last few years, last maybe a couple of decades, is that there is this prefrontal cortex area that is responsible for these functions like empathy, insight, response, flexibility, emotion regulation, and all that. And that is what, if you know, in yogic science, we call it as Ajna Chakra, the third eye. And suddenly we start getting intuition, right? So basically, this is what neuroscience has found now. And we saw the limbic brain, which is the midbrain that is responsible for all the fight or flight, the stress response. Am I safe? Right now, a lot of you have not been opening your video camera, right? So that is one thing. You're either do not want to experiment with something new, or there are issues with visibility, subconscious issues. So that's limbic brain. So I'll quickly end with a research study. So a skeptical Australian journalist, this is a case study from the book Mind to Matter. A skeptical Australian journalist was made to undergo 8 weeks of breath mindfulness meditation. along with regular hygiene, and just 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation. He didn't do that before. And they measured all his body and mental biomarkers every week. Body biomarkers like your blood pressure, heart rate, and then your muscles, the muscle strength, and things like that. And also mental biomarkers like response time, brain response. There are a lot of tests that allow you to respond faster, right? Your memory tests and cognitive powers. How do you feel? Close your eyes and try to feel different things. So there are different tests. So they measured cognitive biomarkers as well as physiological biomarkers. And the study concludes with, at the end of 8 weeks, there is a around 23% increase in the volume of the part of the brain responsible for emotional regulation, which is the midbrain. And that is why a lot of us who are practicing meditation or spiritual practices for a long time is they have control over their emotions. That is because this particular part is developed, or it is more amount of stuff is there for you to handle things. So emotional regulation, it could be anything, right? From handling kids to handling your boss, or responding to disturbing or uncomfortable or unexpected situations, anything. So what that, and it also resulted in enhanced brain response time, better memory, good for our youngsters, increased cognitive powers, and improved behavioral abilities. And it also resulted in a more relaxed and energy efficient brain. So usually what happens is that only one part of the brain, if you're too anxious, you know what happens. Only one, you're not able to think. Most of the blood and energy focuses on your limbic brain, not on your prefrontal cortex. That is why you can't think clearly when you're angry or fearful or anxious. Once you calm the emotional brain down, then a lot of blood flow and energy happens in your prefrontal cortex. That's when you start exhibiting intuition. That's when you start thinking clearly, right? And then all parts of your brain. So when they measured this EEG, all parts of the brain were able to work in alignment. And remember, all these changes in brain happen in just 8 weeks without any drugs, surgery, supplements, or major life changes. Just mindfulness, meditation, and hygiene. I'm sure it also practiced hygienic food habits, eating food at the right time, and no junk food and things like that, right? So just, my dear friends, is again another one powerful reason. Yesterday, I gave you one reason for why we should be with our breath, why breathfulness meditation is important, or why meditation is important. It allows your body to heal faster. It allows your body to be in that natural healing state. And today is one more reason for all of us to continue the practice of conscious breathing, observing our breath, and doing breath meditation. This reason is primarily to get our brain the way we want it to work, or the way it is designed to work. Right emotions, right thinking, right feeling, right observation, right communication, right intelligence, all that come in when we are able to exercise the functions of our brain well. And as science says, and yogic science have been telling that for years, or a million or thousands of years, all we need to do is just be still, be with your breath. Just focus, follow, and just flow with situations, flow with your breath. All right, and that's one important element of increasing the right-hand side of our mindfulness equation: attention, awareness. Today, we've expanded the awareness to a little bit more of our breath cycle, and we started accepting thoughts. We started accepting thoughts by labeling them or letting go of them. All right, so with that, let's get into the exercise for today. So today is another simple but very important exercise on mindfulness. So today's exercise is mindful walking, or sometimes Buddhists call it as walking meditation. So normally when we go out for a walk, we have a few friends to chat around, or I've seen a lot of times seen youngsters having headphones, and even I've seen senior citizens watching YouTube videos and then walking. This is all dangerous. They only increase the beta waves in your brain. So today, as you walk silently, observe your breath, observe the body movements, be aware of your body movements, be aware of what is happening around, what is happening in the nature, observe the trees, observe the streets, be open to the sounds. Do not analyze, oh my God, that guy is honking a lot. Be open to the sounds, be open to the sounds of nature, whatever be it. So expand your awareness to whatever is happening at the moment without analysis. Attention on your walking and breathing, awareness of everything that is coming through your senses, including your muscle movements, the way you move, and acceptance of everything that is as is. No judgment, no analysis. Oh my God, I feel a pain there. I'm not, this guy is talking. So no thinking, no commentary in the mind. So another form of meditation, that's why Buddhists call it as walking meditation, very similar to what you try to do with your breath. So, my dear friends, today's exercise is mindful walking. So please walk anywhere, inside your house, outside your house, preferably outdoors, for at least 15 minutes. Or some of you may be walking to work. Some of you may be climbing stairs. Even that, climb stairs consciously. Feel the movement in your legs. Feel the way you are putting your feet on a step. We wouldn't even be worried or conscious about it. Feel the way you land your feet on the step. How you climb. What happens as you lift your bag or walk up or down. Right? So please be mindful of all the movements, all the sensations. And again, when you say mindful, it is not thinking, it is not analysis. It is just attention, plus awareness, plus accepting things as they come and letting go of them. All right? So that's our exercise for today, mindful walking. With that, let's open up for questions. Please feel free to ask questions, anything on the meditation practice, any doubts, any clarification that you need. We'll cover more on the experiences and a lot of other things as we come along. So please type your questions on the chat window. For those of you with videos open, if you want to ask a question, you can raise a hand, the Zoom hand. All right, so we have Mr. Vikal Gupta. Sir, can you please unmute?
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, my question is, I do walk regularly, and sometimes I feel very lethargic, don't go out. But whenever I go for 45 minutes to 1 hour, and I play a simple Hanuman Chalisa in my headphone and walk, just to avoid the distraction, because you're walking and a lot of people are you're meeting, they are stopping you and those kind of things. So I just play Hanuman Chalisa and walk for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Is that okay, or shall I stop that?
Yes, so you try doing that, sir. You can stop that and try without music and just walking with conscious awareness. That's it. So you can try walking without music and just observe the music of life, music outside, right? Could be anything. And even the good point that you brought up. So when you see people, you'll have to talk to them, and then someone will be talking to you as you walk, and you will be thinking, when will this guy leave me? I need to finish my walk, and I'll keep looking at the time. So the key here with mindful walking is you accept all that. Right. So if something happens, someone is talking, that's fine. Let go of it. Be fully into the conversation. Or if you're able to tell them, excuse me, I need to finish my walk, so be it. Right. So that's what, again, we are not avoiding any distractions. We are just going with distractions, going with experiences. So please try without the music, just open mindful walking.
Okay, sir, I will do it today. One more thing, sir. How about the idea to synchronize your breathing with counting of the steps? Let us say 4 or 5 steps and one breath in and one breath out. So that will give you more.
Yeah, you can try doing it, and if it's helping you, that is fine. But for a lot of people, it'll be difficult because of, I think the pace of breathing and walking may be different. But yes, if it's possible for you, you can do.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd love to hear
Deep
your
gratitude to you,
experience.
sir. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. So a couple of questions on the chat window. I think there's a question on, is it okay to use meditational music? As I said, no music as you do mindful walking. So just feel the music that's coming to you from nature. Feel good by concentrating on pains, yes. Meditation jerk comes, yes. Do we all three stages of meditation, do we need to breathe from belly only? So, Hemant sir, the right way of breathing is your belly breathing. I mean, you don't need to, you're not doing anything extra to breathe with your belly. If you're breathing normally, it means your belly is going up and down. So we're just asking you to be conscious of your breathing from your belly. That is all.
Hello. I would like you to resend me the ID of the pyramid, please.
Okay, so where are you, ma'am, in Bangalore?
Mauritius.
Mauritius, okay. So pyramidvalley.org, that's a website name.
Pardon?
The website name of the website is pyramidvalley.org.
Yes, I have difficulty in writing the ID. I lost the...
Okay, we'll type it in the chat window and then you can note it down. All right.
Thank you very much.
This Rameshwar sir.
Yes, sir. Namaskar. Is my sound audible?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Sir, when I meditate, sometime after, that is about 30 minutes or 45 minutes, my head leans forward. That is bends forward up to horizontal. And my question is, at that time, am I receive cosmic energy?
So, good questions. Your head is moving forward, so it's leaning forward, right?
Yes.
See, as long as you're conscious of it, so the moment your head is leaning forward, so the receiving conscious energy is not aligned to your body position, right? So whether you're straight, because even when you're lying down, body receives cosmic energy always. Receiving cosmic energy is aligned to the level of your awareness, level of your consciousness, right? So the more conscious you are, even if you are conscious of your head down, you can bring it back straight, right? So that means you are aligning your body to consciousness. I mean, you're being conscious of your body and neck. So you will receive, if you are in that state where you are in that theta, delta brainwave state, you will start receiving more cosmic energy. So the physical position is not related to whether you are receiving cosmic energy or not. Tomorrow we'll talk more about the energy system. So it all depends on your awareness and attention.
Yes.
As long as you're aware and focus your attention, you should be receiving cosmic.
That is cosmic energy comes from sky. It is from upward to our head. Straight.
Yeah. So yeah, there are different frameworks. So there is a yogic framework that talks about Brahmarandra and
yes.
your Sahasrara, right? Yeah. So there are frameworks like that. Yes, they do it, but nevertheless, cosmic energy flows everywhere. Energy is everywhere. So cosmic energy. So when we talk about cosmic energy, we are just using our body to be a wonderful medium or channel for the flow of energy that's already there. That's what we mean by cosmic energy. And again, there are different annotations. The reason it's always in the head is because everything is related to the head. Psychologically, it is more about for us to be free in the head. That is what we are trying to see, right? We're emptying
Yeah.
your mind, right? Then it automatically increases our awareness.
Then my second question is, sir, can I ask?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
That means when meditating, some pain in eyebrow comes. What shall be the reason?
So pains can come in any part of the body as you meditate because of some tension they are trying to get released, right? So over time, it will die down. But if that pain persists, could be headache. A lot of people complain about heavy head or headache also in the initial stages of meditation. So that is because they're focusing too much. So two reasons is you either are focusing too much with your eyes, closing your eyes, and that could cause some muscular tension, or there could be some emotional issue that's getting emotional blockage or energy block that gets removed. If it doesn't go away for a long time, you can focus on that pain.
Okay, sir.
More or less, it's because of the strain. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So a couple of questions on the chat window. I think we are close to time. Instead of crossing legs at the ankles, can I touch the heel as it pains? Yeah, your comfortable posture, sir. Equal breathing while exhaling. It appears full air from lungs is not out. Is it okay, or I should exhale forcefully? Amit, sir, I think you just breathe normally. Over time, the breath rectifies itself. So you don't need to force out in equal breathing. In equal breathing, just make it equal. So I think yesterday we asked that question, answered that question. So equal long exhale, and whereas so the exhales were longer and the inhales were shorter, but try to make it equal. So you don't need to force. If in case if you need to breathe long for 1 or 2 breaths, that is okay. But conscious breathing is what is important. Do we have any follow-up meditation courses after this course? There'll be some continuity. There are courses happening online through different organizations. Please refer to the Pyramid Valley website. How to heal anxiety by breathing and what's the maximum time for meditation? Anxiety by breathing, just equal breathing. Just by equal breathing, it gets rid of your anxiety. Conscious breathing gets rid of your anxiety. That's what we've been learning the last 4 days. So conscious breathing definitely will get you out of anxiety. And then obviously this focused net practice of mindful breathing also helps. Maximum time for meditation. Like Patriji's formula is the number of minutes as per your age. If you have 50 years, 50 minutes. But for people beginning meditation, I would suggest a minimum of 1 hour. Right. And in this session, we are doing 45 minutes because when you're doing it in a structured manner, you're able to get results faster. So you don't spend too much time settling in down. So 40 to 45 minutes of structured step-by-step systematic meditation process is good with breath work. But otherwise, minimum 1 hour. 1 hour of just observing yourself and observing your breath. All right, so we'll take one last question from Srish, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. My question is related to the pictorials about the brain as located in the head and the functionalities that you have shown there. Now, my question is a bit towards the extended part of the brain, that is towards the spinal column, vertebral column. Like, do we have some description of functionalities as the brain gets extended towards that?
Yes, sir. It's called the reptilian brain, hindbrain, right? So there are, I think the books by Joe Dispenza talk very much about it. I think better we should be able to follow that. So that basically does all the autonomous functions. That autonomous function of the body, like your breathing, your posture, maintaining temperature. So all that happens. That's why we say it's unconscious. It doesn't come into our consciousness. Only when there is a aberration, suddenly temperature difference, suddenly some breathing trouble is when it brings to our consciousness. So the reptilian brain is responsible for that. The reason it is called reptilian brain is because that part of the brain is common for all animals, right? So the breathing, blood circulation, muscular, maintaining temperature. And as we grow, as the brain function developed in human beings, right? The human beings have that emotional brain. We have the emotions, we have the sense of self, ego, and then we have the thinking and intellectual capability, which is the neocortex. So all those developed as evolution built human beings, right? And now slowly we are into another level of evolution with a lot of devices, a lot of distractions. So that's probably going to create some super brain structure. I don't know.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Yes, so there is a lot of science and documentation available, sir. You can refer to.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, my dear friends, please continue to do your practice. You can practice equal breathing at any point of time, any different days, practice conscious breathing, practice mindful eating, and today's exercise is mindful walking, and continue to do all these. It will sustain the state that you get in the mornings. And we've been listening to tools, techniques to overcome mind wandering, and we've been following a step-by-step approach to breath mindfulness meditation. I hope the sessions have been useful and you're feeling some difference in your body and mind as you go into the day. I wish you all a wonderful Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.